Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of World of Warcraft, the board game, including the Burning Crusade expansion. Thanks so much for all your cool, amazing comments. Also thanks for the extra donations I received for this video. I'm really speechless. Before I forget, of course, also huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. You guys are truly amazing. Your support is very much appreciated. And I think I'm relatively bug-free in respect to my playthrough, in respect to the rules, but that's mainly because I think I have caught the stuff on camera and basically left a note during editing as well. So I think we should be pretty much good to go. And I think our next target might be this quest here at Balnir's Farmstead. The problem is, well, that's really a problem, it's only a level 1 quest. We are already level 2, so we are suffering a penalty in respect to our experience point. But I still think it's right in our path. The only question now that I have is, should I level up for, not really level up, but go for another power card here first? We could get the bear for 7 coins, or should we rather wait? The problem really is, and I think I may have done these things in a not ideal order. Let's put it like this, because I'm now here at this town. I could go for basically a town action, which would allow me to train, which would allow me to buy stuff from the marketplace. If I go for a level 2 power, I'm pretty much out of money, but I could still debate to go with a level 1 power and maybe go for one of those. The aspect of the monkey gives me a +2, a reroll, which is of course a very nice thing to have. And we could also then barter with a merchant. So in theory I could gain basically 3 things here: better ropes or better armor, basically this minor mana potion here. The hunter's mark, I'm not so sure about this. I'm really more inclined to go with the aspect of the monkey right now. Rerolls are awesome in this game. I really have an awful lot of rerolls actually. But then I think I would be missing out in respect to doing anything meaningful. But again, the idea is to level up. The thing is, should I rather level up in more powerful stuff? I mean, if you're looking at the bear, first of all, he can suck up a damage up to 3, which is huge. It gives us another red die, and again, we are a little bit short on red dice right now. And again, the idea of this game, mechanic wise, is really to balance your dice pools out, so you don't want to end up with just blue dice or just green dice or just red dice. You really want a mixture of all of those. And yeah, this bear would give me an additional one, which is definitely a good thing. And again, it also comes with some armor absorption or damage absorption here. Yeah, do I want a lot of smaller things, which are also not bad, or do I want to go for one more powerful thing? I'm relatively certain I will be able to take out the ghoul up there. Again, we have a lot of armor now that we are rolling, so there is no immediate need. And maybe just to see what's coming, I think I would prefer this, because then I would gain some extra money and then I could do the town action, let's say, somewhat more effectively. Yeah, I think I have talked myself into that. So we are moving with our first action, 1 and 2. So that again was our first action, and then we will challenge the ghoul here at Bart's Farmstead. So we are basically building our next dice pool. Okay, let's see. We're getting 2 dice because of our bow here. Then we get 1 here, and we get 1 here because of our lightning reflex. So we get 1 here, and we have 1 here. So you see, already prepared everything. The question now really is, do we want to use the Scorpid Sting or don't we? Again, we can still do that at the start of the next combat round. So if the first combat round really fails me, I might consider it. The reason why I might not do this now is because we will most likely level up, so we will also again fully heal to our armor thing. Oh yeah, and one thing I also noticed, I'm looking at this right now, I was also using the wrong sideboard here, so maybe let's try to fix that, because yeah, of course, it shows different values here. I think the abilities are the same, but of course the values are completely different. I really should have noticed that. Yeah, this does make sense. So we're going to 12 and 12 health and energy wise. But again, let's go back. I think we will spend 1 energy to produce another blue die. And again, as we are most likely, if we are winning this encounter, which I think is not unlikely, we get the energy right back basically. basically. So I think that's really a hell of a lot of a dice pool actually for a level 1 enemy. But yeah, it's what it is. We already leveled up, so we have to get going. And the idea again is we are getting another green one, or maybe even a yellow one, so that we can start going after more powerful enemies. Okay, let's bring out our dice tower. I have to check actually what is our target number. This is a ghoul, right? Yeah, the ghoul, that's the green one. The green ghoul has a threat of 6, so it's definitely much more difficult to take out. So I think I'm now really happy that I actually decided to go with the extra blue die here. But the health is only a 2, so we only need to inflict 2 damage actually in order to take it down. And we have an awful lot of rerolls actually. Oh, but again, yeah. Again, yeah, this is really helpful. Characters may not reroll dice using their reroll values. There might be other ways how we can reroll dice, but we can't use ours. So I think we are still doing okay, because here are the 2 dice that we needed. Yeah, I think we are good. I think we are already good. So this is a hit, this is a hit. We are putting 2 dice here into the damage step. And again, it only has 2 damage, which means it is gone. We don't really need to worry about it. But just to keep explaining stuff. This is a hit, but again, it goes to the defense area for now. And I think that's it in respect to our hits, right? So this would also be our armor. Again, damage, everything in the defense spawns is in the end an armor. Armor tokens are then removed, and only then the damage tokens that are left are then also inflicting damage to our enemy. But again, we are comparing our 2 damage we are doing here. With the health of the ghoul, we have 2, which means the ghoul is no more. So we have succeeded in our quest, which is Terror in the Fields. I didn't even read it to you, so let's do that now. After a long journey, you arrive at the edge of an abandoned farm. In the distance, atop a low cliff, a ruined tower maintains a silent vigil. Savage ghouls wander mindlessly in the abandoned fields, stopping now and then to test the air for the scent of flesh and blood. Nope, that was cool. So we are getting 6 coins. We are not getting any items. We would normally get 5 experience points, but because it's a level 1 quest and we are level 2, we basically get a penalty of 1, which means we are down to only quote-unquote 4 experience points, which should be still enough to bring us to level 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hooray! Awesome stuff. So we're removing this card. Again, it's a grey quest, so we are not unfortunately redrawing another grey, but these are all level 1 quests, so we don't want level 1 quest. We definitely want to go. I think we want 1 more green quest out for now. So let's see what we get. Shadows of War. How cool is that? So this seems to be a standard one. So we are spawning some blue enemies, or 1 blue enemies. I think this is a Naga. I think it's a Naga, yeah. And this one is the Wraith. The Wraith are really terrible because I believe they can curse us. At the ruins of Alterac. Why do I know the ruins of Alterac? What was there? There was something else. Okay, we have to check this. It comes with, wow, 11, 5, 2 items actually. And we get to choose basically 2 items out of 5 cards, which isn't bad actually. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's spawn the creatures. The rays go here to the ruins of Alderac, and now I know why I know it, because we have removed the blue quest creature here for the last card, but okay. And then we have the blue Naga here at the Shining Strand, which is actually up here. So with another, oh yeah, this, no, I think it can't make it to us actually. With these Beasts of Lothlorien, I think they're only moving 2 spaces each, so they won't be able to get to us. Okay, nice. Again, I will try to remember to read the flavor when we actually encounter the quest, not before. And then I think, yeah, last thing to do is to level up. So here we have the talents to choose from. We still can go for the level 2 talents, but I don't think so. And right now, I'm really inclined to go with the improved sting. First of all, if we would go for the serpent sting, which we don't have right now, you would gain an auto hit, basically. That's attrition +1. That's amazing. It's simply a hit, which we get. And if we're using the scorpion sting, we basically add an additional blue die to your dice pool. They're both pretty much amazing. And in theory, we could use them both, the Serpent Sting and the Scorpion String, because I think there's nothing that, yeah, speaks against it. No, I think that's pretty much clear. We are not using the Hunter's Mark. That's also power. No, I think we are improving our Sting. So we're adding this one down here. I think I really like my setup so far. We are moving into the next level. So we are auto healing. So we are going to 6 health. That's really not bad. And we are also moving to 6 energy. And again, we are fully healing and replenishing our energy for every time we are basically increasing our level. For the next step, I think might not be so easy to go directly to level 4, but now I do remember this game on your own is really not entirely long, so you can really level up your characters quite easily. I think in a multiplayer game things are a little bit different because every now and then you have to help other friends. You really want to team up going for more challenging ones, and you might suffer penalties and so on, which is why things are really moving much slower. But I think character by character, things are really not really slow in this game. Is there anything else that I have missed? I think not, at least not for my active hero step. So we're moving into the end of round. So we're moving 1-2 steps here. We will draw an event card, but I will not resolve it right now because, again, as per the solo rules, we will do basically the upkeep step in between. So first of all, we are rolling a die for the merchant deck. No, that's a 6. We are not taking anything out of it. And then we do the same for the quests. On a 1, we are replacing. Oh yeah, we are replacing this one. I think this was a green one actually. So we are bringing out the next yellow one, which again does only matter to us in respect to the blue creatures that they might bringing out. I think we are removing the ooze here that this card had. So we have another blue ooze now available. I think during the last card or so we weren't able to place, but we are not retroactively placing it here now. So we are simply drawing a new card, and this time it's yellow, I believe. So here we would have Disrupt the Line, and I think this is a Doom Guard that we have to spawn into Manaforge Core Room, which is actually here on the Outland board. So I think right now it's not really in our way. Okay, and now I think we have to resolve the event card. So let's see what we get. And okay, this is an auction house. Characters must bid for the following auction item, the Ring of Agility. I think this is one of those extra cards. I think, let me bring this out. And there are actually 2 rules for this card. There is a, let's say, a simple variant, and then there is a strategic mode. And I do like the strategic mode. Actually, I think this is what I will play. And afterwards we will have to resolve another event card. But let's see what the Ring of Agility is. I know I should have simply continued to read. It's basically the abilities right on here. At the end of the place token step, the owner of the Ring of Agility may move 1 hit token from the damage box to the defense box. Yeah, that's nice. That's kind of nice. If you're really getting, let's say, in the way of a very powerful enemy, you can basically move stuff from the damage box, right? Hit token from the damage box here to the defense box. Yeah, that's nice, but still, let me walk you simply through the process here. I think I'm not going to bid. First of all, in the, let's say, advanced mode of this auction event, we are rolling a die and adding a 2. So we have some knowledge about basically how precious this thing could be for other virtual opponents in this case. So that's a 6 plus 2. Now I would basically add my bid. So if I really want this, I really need to now add a lot more to that right now. So again, it's an 8 because again it's plus 2, and we can whatever move 2 coins next to this, so we know this is an 8. So if I really want it, I needed to spend at least, I think, 2 more than this is, because afterwards we are rolling again, and only then will we see what the result is. But I think in this case I don't want to have 13 coins, and I think in order to get it we really need to spend an awful lot of time. So I think I will simply pass on this and we will continue going. But still, I really do like the auction mechanic in this game, at least in the solo mode, sorry. Yeah, really very, very nicely done. Oh yeah, and here we have a boss, the Abomination of Darosha boss. Travel to Darosha in the yellow one and defeat Dungin, an abomination of flesh that is wreaking havoc on the countryside. Threat 5, attack 11, the end of each combat round. Okay, the stronger faction. I think there is something in respect to those stronger faction, weaker factions, which I have to see now. I guess I will count as the stronger faction in this case. I have to check that. Yeah, I couldn't find anything in the rules, but I think I will simply go with a stronger faction. I don't want to cheat here. So this boss is basically, I think we are also rolling for these ongoing events during the upkeep step actually, so these bosses could go away. But let's also not forget to place that boss, and we are doing this with a point of interest token here in Darasha. So this is, I think, a pretty cool one actually. I think this is beatable and gives us some stuff. It's, what does it count actually? It doesn't say which level it is. So I think we are simply not suffering any penalties or getting any rewards. But still, I mean, that's still 6 coins, 5 experience points, and we get our first rectangular item. And a purple one, I mean, that's a circle one. I mean, that's pretty huge actually. But I think those were all the things, all the steps we have to go through. So yeah, I think we can go into the next round. And one thing to mention, a huge shout out, and I forgot, I really wanted to do that at the start of this video. These plastic stands here, they might not seem a lot to you, but this is an idea from Catweasel. He's running an amazing YouTube channel as well, doing all kinds of cool, mainly Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror related stuff, but he's also very recently diving into Shadows of Brimstone, also a very amazing game. And yeah, I basically borrowed the idea of using these plastic stands to keep these cards here upright. So really appreciate it, Catweasel Paul. Keep doing what you are doing, you are amazing. Okay, I think we are good to go now, again into the next round. Then it's back to us. And I'm now also inclined to enter our first dungeon up here, the Scarlet Monastery, which is a level 3 dungeon, so we might be able to defeat it. We need basically to spend our entirety of our turn to make it there, but there was some appetite from a lot of you actually seeing me do a dungeon, and I want to do a dungeon before we are moving to the finalizer. This might be the, let's say, only dungeon I'm doing besides the final boss, if we ever make it there, that is. So I'm really inclined to do that. So might be a terrible mistake at this point in time, but we will not go through the dungeon step anyway, and we will still be able to do a training action before we actually going into our first dungeon stage, which might be really, really key actually. So in order to make it there, we will move 2 spaces into the area of the dungeon of the Scarlet Monastery, and then we have to take another travel step, which is basically an entirety of our travel action to make it into the dungeon. Then we will lose the remainder of our actions, but still this is our final action for the round anyway, so I still think it's worth it using these travel actions. And then again with the next round we only get 1 action because we are in a dungeon, but this action can still be a train or a rest action, for example. But anyway, we are moving into the dungeon. So we will remove our character and move him next to the stage 1 dungeon deck. I already shuffled this quite a bit actually, and again in the Lodarian dungeon there are only 2 stages that we have to go through, and after each stage we can also voluntarily leave the dungeon if we want to. So if you're really doing terrible in this first step, we can always move out, but then of course we have lost an awful lot of actions in order to get there. But that's basically the entirety of our turn, which again means we are doing 1 and 1. We're already into turn 9. We're adding another card into the merchant deck, but we will do that again after we have rolled. So this will be the card. Let's roll for the merchant deck. Oh, and this time we do have to remove 1 card actually. I think this needs to be an appropriate card, which is basically, right now we are still appropriate, I think until turn 13 or so, we are still in the white area, so we have to give it a rough shuffle, and then we have to remove 1 card out of it. Again, I haven't looked at it. Let's go with this one here, and it's oh, that's a good one. I wanted this. I really wanted to buy this, so this was definitely a problem, but yeah, nothing we can do. So now we can already immediately move in this deck here, Shadow Wand, which is a wand. I think we can't use wands, right? No, unfortunately not, but it's a level 1 item. I don't think we need this. And again, we do the same for the quests. For 1, oh, this is gone. Let's continue to roll. And another one. Oh wow, they're both gone actually. So this is gone, and these fellas are also out of here. So we will draw 2 new cards. What do you think about that? So it seems our opposing faction was quite eager removing some cards. So let me draw new cards. The first one has to be a green one. These are Murlocs in the mine. So these bring 2 blue gnolls into Sophera's Naze. I think, yeah, they're also, oh, they're right next to one of our quest locations here. And the next one is already a red one because they were able to do Crimson Slayer. Okay, this is a Dragonling or so, a Drake, but it doesn't come with any blue neutral carriers. So that's at least something below 28 rewards. Are you kidding me? Okay then, back to us. We are basically in a dungeon, but we still get to do our adventure phase. And in the adventure phase in dungeon, we only get one action. And I think our action needs to be a training action. No, and I did a terrible mistake, of course. This was stupid. I shouldn't have moved into the dungeon because whatever I'm training right now, I'm not able to equip right away. So I should have taken things in a different order. But because things happened in the meantime, a lot of things happened, so we removed things, I will not take it back. We still have a second dungeon step, and we can still maybe use then the second dungeon step to rest, for example. So I will not take it back, but I will still buy myself this bear here, the bear power for 7. So we get 3 back. In order, because this is an ongoing effect, in order to equip it, we would now need to spend the 3 energy, but then it's basically an ongoing thing. But again, because we, I forgot, I keep forgetting that we are not allowed to equip those items right away. We have to put it under our spell book, so we won't be able to use it in our dungeon step. So then we are moving into the dungeon step because there are no other players, which now means we are taking the first stage and we are drawing cards until we find a boss, right? So we do that here. So that's a Scarlet Chaplain. Yeah, this is basically, I think, henchman or so, what these are called, or minion. And here we have the boss. Okay, so we have to stop at this point in time. So that's basically our first stage of this dungeon. So we have to fight Houndmaster Loxy. Next we will check how many minions we have. If there are more than 2 minions in a solo game, then we would be allowed to remove, discard them down. Of course, we can keep them, but then we get ultimately better rewards, but it makes our fight a little bit tougher. But in this case, we don't have a choice. We have to live with a Scarlet Chaplain here. Again, this game is so oozing with theme. Oh, I love this so much. So the minion, start of each resolution step, remove 2 hit tokens from the damage box. So that's pretty nasty, actually. That's really pretty nasty. But the Houndmaster Loxy himself, if there are 6 or more hit tokens in the damage box, lower Houndmaster Loxy's attack value to 6. Okay. They have a health of 12 in total. 12 is really a lot. They do an attack of 12. What was I thinking here? But their threat is okay, I guess. But still, they're doing 12 attack. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, I think this is too tough. I think this is too... We don't have enough defense. That's my problem. But okay, we are adding 1 here, and we are adding 2 here, right? Yeah, that's okay. Then we are adding 2 here, and we are adding 1 here. That's the problem. The bear would have given me 1 more. This could be a defense, actually. This can be a defense. We get another one from this. And now we are using our improved sting. I think we have to. We have to spend 1 energy in order to activate the sting, the Scorpid sting. And the Scorpid sting gives us 2 extra blue dice instead of only 1, right? Because of our improved sting. But that's basically what we are rolling. And again, I haven't gone through these dungeons at all. I played with the dungeons in a multiplayer game, but this is years ago, so I have completely forgotten all about those, how tough those are. And apparently those are, right? Yeah, but I think that's my die pool. And this die is only here, and I think I should flip it over actually. This die is only here for the very first round of combat. And I only have 6 defense, so we might actually not really die, but we are defeated. Oh, that's bad. 12 is really bad. Attack of 12 is really bad. Okay, let's roll those suckers. And again, we have a ton of rerolls. Our threat is only a 5, so nearly everything hits. So that's pretty cool. So we definitely hold on to those. We definitely, I think these are all hits. So that's at least not nothing. I take that. I think we have a reroll from our final longbow. Oh, that's it, right? Oh, we only have one reroll. Why did I think I had more rerolls, actually? No, I only have one reroll. So yeah, let's roll that one here as well. And that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Yeah, we only have one reroll. Why did I think I had more rerolls? I have no clue. I have no clue. So then let's assign those counters here accordingly. So we have 2 in the damage box. Okay, that's not bad at least. And then we have 3 defense. The thing is, defense is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not doing any damage. And then we are adding 2 more damage from the red die here. So that's basically how we have assigned those. Now we are moving into the damage step. I think first of all this range attack damage. The problem is with 2 against a health of 12, yeah, there's nothing we can do. So it still has 10 left. He still has 10 left, right? Now we are checking the attack, and I think that's already it. That's already it. In fact, there was nothing that we could have done here actually with the amount of defense, because again, he's doing 12 versus 5. So we have blocked 5 damage, which is not bad. It still does 7 damage to us, which you know means we are defeated. Hooray. So we are moving back to either the nearest graveyard, which could be here, or I think we can even choose to go to our starting region. The question is, do I really want to go to the starting region? Because we could heal that better. That much is clear. On the other hand, here, oh, we can't even get there because we have blue creatures. Oh, that's also bad now. Oh yeah, this is really bad. So maybe we need to go back to Brill, lick our wounds there, and then use one flight path to move to Cardero and then move down here to the Ooze. Maybe we want to go after the Ooze. So the dungeon was really a stupid idea. I was really curious, but I was already thinking about that. This seems to be tough for a solo player, quite honestly. So I have no clue how to do that in the final battle. I mean, yeah, this was a dungeon that was on par with my level, so I have no clue what to expect in a level 2 dungeon, for example. But this one I might have been able to survive. But for whatever reason, I felt confident. But yeah, I think we will move back to Brill. Our turn is over either way, so I think we can basically forget that, and we never talk about this ever again. Yep. That's what it is. We are not getting any experience points out of this. So wow, that was really, really brutal. So yeah, we are bringing all those dungeon cards back and moving into the upkeep step of this round. The bear could have made a difference. First of all, it's another die, which could have basically saved us from another hit. Right, so this would be 6. We would have taken 6, and the thing is, he could soak up to 3 damage. So we would have survived 1 round. Maybe would have done also 1 more damage to the creature. The thing is, it would be at 4, and then we are also removing, because of this chaplain, we would have removed tokens, hit tokens from the damage token. So it's basically auto healing our opponent. So I'm relatively certain I wasn't equipped to do that. Not alone. Wow, that's so bad. Really something I have to remember. I think I'm now going through my upgrade. No, I can't equip it now because I'm down to only 1 energy now because I was defeated. So yeah, I basically have to suck it up. Oh, this is maybe the main point right now. It's not that bad that I died now, but I think I should have really equipped this bear. Even if I would have died, the bear would then be out. And then, yeah, I think this was bad. I shouldn't have done that. But again, I'm not taking things back because things happened in between. Okay, then let's do the end of round. So we will move 1, 2 steps in here. We will draw another card. And we will draw an event card, and we'll draw another item card. Again, we will deal with those when we have dealt with the merchant deck and the quests. Let's deal with the merchant deck, and this is a 2. We are good. Then we are doing the same thing up here. First, it's a 2. We are good. Murlocs in the mines. We are good. Crimson Lair, we are also good, so we are not changing anything there. And then we also have to roll for the boss. If you're rolling a 1 here, nasty things will happen because this boss is then supporting the Overlord. And no, that's a 4, we are good. So there is definitely some interest that we are getting rid of these bosses. And here, yeah, it's a health 9. Again, also not easy, but not health 9, in tech 11, also pretty bad actually, also very nasty, but at least it's not healing, it's one attack less. But yeah, I really need to up my defenses. I really have to do something for my defenses. I need to spend some coins. Do we have any armor in here? Yeah, the mail armor would have been nice, of course, but we can't carry it. No, there is no real armor. Yeah, there is a level 4 armor in here, of course, with 3 and a reroll, but that's 13, and again, it's level 4. We are only one stage away, one level away from 4, but again, we haven't received any experience points so far out of this. So that's getting pretty nasty, actually. Okay, then it's time to reveal the new cards. So what do we have here? A Crocolisk Stake. When you take a rest action, this card will gain up to your capacity. That's pretty nice, actually. It's a full heal, actually. That's cool. And the event for this round is the 2 Towers War. And I think we know we are not doing any wars, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer, actually. I do like these wars in the normal mode, but yeah, we can't change it. And then we have the Goblin Zeppelin here. Starting with a character has diffused XP, may relocate to any region containing one of their faction's flight path and no enemy characters. Let me check if there is anything particular. No, I don't. It is. So we can't move to any region. Ooh, faction's flight path. But I think I need to be, unless I want to move to a location somewhere where there is a city and a flight path that is closer to a goal. Actually, up here there is a boss, but we can't take out that boss either. We need at least 1 or 2 more items in order to get us there. So that's definitely a lesson I have learned now. And I do like that this game is actually quite challenging for a solo player. I think this is a good thing. No, I think I'm not using this particular ability. There is another one over here, North Tides Hollow, where we could move to. And then from there we could make it to this dungeon here at Olsen's Farthing. We could go for a level 2 dungeon there. The thing is, dungeons are really taking an awful lot of time and are really difficult. I must still think that this is easier, but maybe it's an 8 health or an 8 attack or so, but this is, I think, then doable in the end. So there is something to consider, but from there is nothing. I mean, there's still the flight path where we could move to. Our quest, here's one. We can't get to this quest because these 2 gnolls are blocking it. Oh, this is really terrible. That's a terrible spot for this location. I don't know, do I want to go for more in your face in this dungeon or not? Or do we here? I mean, staying there doesn't really help us. There's nothing else. So I think we want to move down here, right? That's the idea. From there we can still move around. No, I think let's do that. Again, we are not really lying down actually. So we will move to the North Tides Hollow. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And then we are drawing another card, the Old Hatreds, after the next PvP combat. Yeah, PvP works different here. We don't really have a PvP, but in this case, I know that I have checked this. We are basically spawning. We could potentially spawning cards for either war events. Again, we are not playing war events, but there are also bounty events, which could then later on spawn, and then we can really good take out good cool stuff for that. So we will hold on to this event card. It's never getting replaced, I believe. It's only one hatred may be used after anyone. There could be more cards, but we can only ever use one of those. But that's basically ending our event phase. So we will leave this card out here. And again, if a bounty card shows up, then we can use it with the Old Hatreds. Those are being discarded, and then I think we are moving into the next round, and I think I will keep playing at least one more round, but the next round might be a rather short one. So first of all, I'm going to take a town action here at North Tides Hollow. It's a horde town, so we can take town action. Town action allows me to basically heal up to my level, which is currently level 3, in either combination in health and or energy. And I think I will simply heal 3 energy for now. We have to keep going, right? I think that's important. Then we can also equip our bear, which is important. And then I guess we are also buying the Crocolisk Steak. We can buy any number of items in this deck. So we are going for the Crocolisk Steak for 2 coins. And this Crocolisk Steak, when you take a rest action, you may gain this card basically to regain energy. And basically we can fully heal, which I think is something we will do rather sooner than later. It doesn't count towards your back limit, which is good, so we can use it. Let's hope we are not forgetting it. Then we can still buy more stuff. We are down to 4 money, and those are the cards that are still available to us that we could afford. We can afford the Troclop. Unfortunately, it's a maze. We can't equip a maze. That's a problem. The Shadow Wand, same thing. We can't use any wands, right? But the Minor Mana Potion is really nice. After you spend an energy, discard this card to regain 1 energy, which is cool. So I think we need this. So we are spending 2 more, and again we are also putting this next to our bag, and these cards go back to the merchant deck. We could still train. Oh, for money we could have trained instead something. Or maybe let's check that. We could have trained. Maybe let's have a quick look. So these were the 2 cards. Oh, we can still do that actually. They only cost us 2. They only cost us 2. We could go now really for the Hunter's Mark actually. Serpent Sting, yeah, we can't afford this. That's now a tempting one. Do we want the Hunter's Mark? The reroll +2 is also very nice. Here we can basically increase 2 dice by 1. This is an ongoing effect, but having 2 more rerolls could be also used because they are a little bit more agile. This is only true for blue dice, and they only give us a +1. No, I think let's spend the remaining. We can still train. Let's spend the remaining 2 coins here in order to train. I think we can't afford that. That's a problem. We can't do them both. But still, we will get it. We will get the aspect of the monkey. This goes back. So now we are down to 0 money actually. And that's basically our... No, that's not our turn actually. There was a town action. We have still 1 more. So we could take a rest action now. And this would give us 3 times our level. And this is that we could distribute. So we have 9 points we can distribute. So again, 9 points. We can take 2 more here. So let's do that. And then we have 7 more. So I think we can fully heal now actually, because we had our energy here. So now we have 7 more. Yeah, this also goes to 6. So we are fully healed again, but it has taken basically the entirety of our turn, of our round, which is definitely not great. But this was our second action. And now we will go through our stuff here again. We will definitely equip our bear now. That's our end of round upkeep. So this costs us 3. And then I think we're doing the same thing here for the aspect of the monkey, which costs us another 2. So we are down to 1. That's a little bit weak actually, but should we hold on? No, I think we want those out. Again, yeah, you want to be efficient as possible, right? We can still take another rest action somewhere else, and then we would be able to gain our... And we still have our mana, right? So I think we have at least 2 points which we can use. So I think that's not too bad. But yeah, that's basically our round again. So that was a little bit frustrating after this dungeon. Let's advance. 1 and 2. Okay, we are drawing another event card. But again, we are not resolving it just yet. We will roll for the merge. Now we are at round 13. I think we are now removing blue cards actually. That's a 2. No, we are good. Let's do the quests. 8, 7 and 6. And last but not least, we are rolling the die for the Abomination of Darasha, the boss. And if it would be a 4, we would remove him and move him next to Kyle Thus. No, I think we are okay here. We are not rolling for the old Hadreds. So the last thing to do in this round is to reveal our event. Okay, this is a war. We keep drawing, and okay, that's subterfuge. Every faction may complete any enemy quest if they were their own. I have to check if there are special rules to this card. And in fact, there is one. Mark the regions for the opposing faction's quest with quest tokens. When the event is discarded, remember to remove the tokens. Okay. Success, failure if we weren't doing upkeep. Okay, we are also rolling for this, and then we are removing this one here. Okay, That's interesting. So we can't go after the opposing factions quest. So I not spawning any creatures. We're just putting out mission tokens there, and then we will fight those missions accordingly. And one actually goes in here into the deep Mine. What do we have there actually? It's a green enemy. This is, I think, is this possible? Is this a, what is it? A Worgen, I believe. I believe this is a Worgen, and the Worgen, attack of 7. I think the Worgen is beatable. Ooh, okay, this could be then maybe our next action to go to. Because, oh, that's now really tempting. That's now really tempting. But of course we have to continue to spawn. Another one goes in here. I think these are some Murlocs actually. Interesting. I think three Murlocs we have to defeat. But yeah, first of all, we would have to defeat those blue characters here. So again, they're really these roaming monsters. They are simply here to annoy us. And last but not least, we have the Drake, who goes here to Skulk Rock. But yeah, don't really think about this. I think the Drake has a health of 16 and 10. Yeah, let's not consider. That's a red one even, right? Yeah, that's a red Drake. It's even worse. Attack of 12. Yeah, forget it. We are not going after this one. But yeah, this one here is definitely tempting. Still, it's a dungeon, or it's this enemy's faction one, which would also give us some XP. We get some money, 2 more items. This could be huge actually. So yeah, let me know what you think. I think I will leave the subterfuge out here so that I do remember that it's here. The domination war is getting discarded. And I think with that being said, I will end my playthrough for today. I'm terribly sorry for the mishap doing the Scarlet Monastery. Again, I should have equipped my bear. I could have done that in a different order and would still have been successful. I don't think it would have affected the outcome. I would still have lost, but still, these are really things. It's a tight game, and these are things that you really do have to remember. So let me know if I should go for another dungeon. Again, this time a level 2 dungeon. And if you are okay, and I will really leave it up to you, I will peek into the deck. Just go through the deck to see what awaits me. Is it really close to the attack 12 character? Is it more like 8, 9 or so? So basically getting idea what it is we are up to. So let me know if you want me to have a peek inside the deck, or if I should simply go after it. And maybe you know the dungeon, say, yeah, that's fine, you will be able to manage. Or if I should rather go for this encounter here. And I do think there is a merit in doing that, because these will go away. If we're rolling for the ones doing upkeeps, these quests will then go away actually, and then they're out. And so this is really an opportunity I should try to take while they're out. And this is, I think, beatable compared to this, which I don't know, and this will stay around, right? So, but let me know what you think. Again, I will end my playthrough for today, and I really hope that you are enjoying my little playthrough so far. Again, I'm having a complete blast, despite the little, again, situation up here. We don't ever talk about this again. I'm very much enjoying this playthrough here. This is still an amazing game. And in this case, I'm aware that I think getting another license for World of Warcraft might be difficult. But this is a game they could have easily, very easily translated into the world of Terrinoth, Runebound, for example, or any other thing, any other generic fantasy setting here. Yeah, there was this World of Warcraft adventure game, which I also do have, which is already a very, very stripped down version of the World of Warcraft, the board game here, which felt very flat for a lot. I actually do also enjoy this version of the game, the adventure board game. I don't really have, there were also a lot of figure packs that came out for this, which I don't have. I really only have the game. So even that is, in my book, okay to play. Unfortunately, I only have it in German, so I think I don't will cover it on this channel here. Too much translation to go. I think it's really not pretty. But yeah, convinced me otherwise. But again, I do think that keeping the somewhat of the complexity of this game, especially the combat mechanic, and transfer it into the modern age would be an easier thing to do. Quite honestly. And yeah, again, can't tell you how much I'm enjoying this gameplay here. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And yeah, until then, bye bye.